What's up, guys? It's Atypical Nonsense here. I'm Isaac.
I'm Nick.
Just checking back in here. We didn't really have anything planned for this podcast, but our situations are definitely looking a lot different than last podcast that we filmed. So
I think our last one was in April. From what we were looking back, a lot has been kind of going on behind the scenes, like between the both of us, and a lot's been happening, which is why we haven't recorded another one.
Yeah, and we do want to. I wouldn't say we're gonna make the podcast like super regular, because
Definitely not a weekly thing.
can't be. You do them every day. You're essentially just. It's like you're talking about your day by days, but we do want to introduce more real life stuff to this channel. We're gonna be doing a whole lot on here, as we've probably said in the last one, when it comes to content creation. But
yeah, we want to do a whole lot with this channel. We have ideas that we want to do, and we don't want to say we're going to do anything concrete yet because we've got some stuff going on this summer. But I think we're definitely...
yeah,
this is probably the most motivated we've ever been.
pretty much have to be motivated at this point because, well, I'm getting out of a job that I fucking hate for the past 8.5 months, closer to 9 months probably. And, folks, when you're young, I don't want to steer y'all in the wrong direction or anything, but, if there's something you want to do and everyone around you is telling you not to do it, you probably should fucking do it. Because, man, I'm at a point in my life where I don't really want comfort anymore. I just want to experience life.
I feel like everyone that tells you not to go for what you want to go for is thinking the more stable way. It's like, not everyone's built to do a 9 to 5. Not everybody's going to want that same stability as like my parents. Yeah, sometimes they'll be like, ooh, yeah, I guess you could do that, but make sure you have a job, make sure you have this, make sure you have that. It's like, sometimes not having certain stabilities creates a whole new mindset to get you motivated to do what you actually want to do.
Well, when you start taking risks, it's almost like opportunities will present themselves in disguise in certain ways because, if you're doing the 9 to 5 or you're working 40 hours a week, maybe you're working 50 hours, that is 40 hours that you ain't getting back. And what opportunities are going to present themselves if you're working in a fucking warehouse, or I don't know, you're working at McDonald's. And I'm not hating on all you guys that are grinding, that you don't have to do it.
It's like, you definitely do need money. It's like,
I knew that, right now, dude, I need to dial in again, because whenever you go from, a stable job, you start racking up these bills that, you're working, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to buy this. Oh, I'm going to get a membership for this. And then it's almost like keeping up with your lifestyle in a way, like how celebs do.
yeah.
It's nothing like being a celebrity, but, whenever you're making millions, well, your bills are going up, your fucking house payment, car payment, all that's going up, and then the moment you stop working, you got to figure out how you're going to maintain that lifestyle. But, lucky enough, I'm not a fucking millionaire. So, right now, we're kind of just on a very interesting journey.
Yeah.
Really hoping that, I don't know, I feel like this is the time to thrive. If there was ever a time, it's right now. Man, Nicky, bro, fucking work, bro, and kicking my ass. Feels like I have half a day to actually think about anything or do anything, and my creativity is killed as soon as I start the work week back up. So,
I do believe working is important to a certain extent. I do believe that you need to work. You need to do something to make money.
It is essential if you want to, live a comfortable life.
Like the 40-hour weeks, it's like, yeah, it's been around literally for so long. I just feel like it's built in such a way to pretty much just turn people into robots in a way. It's like,
it is. It's almost like
you wake up, you do your 9 to 5, you come home, you kiss your wife, you play with your kids, you eat dinner, you shit, shower, and repeat.
Yeah, and if some of you guys like that comfort out there, you're coming home, same thing every night, and you want to go on that path, all the power to you.
Yeah, not everyone's built to like want to take risks. Some people need that stability, and that's perfectly fine. But speaking like to the people who aren't comfortable doing that,
I guess
like,
probably almost more to the younger generation, because I feel like the younger generation probably feels kind of like similarly as we do.
Yeah, I mean, I know for me, I don't want to do like a regular 40-hour week. I really don't want to like work for anyone. I kind of want to work for myself and build something to where I can just, if I want to take a couple days off, I can take a couple days off and be comfortable. And I feel like you can't do that without the risk of losing your job. It's like,
yeah, you gotta find a happy medium, because obviously you need money to make your initial investments to where you can start doing what you want to try to execute, but at the same time really is money. You can always make more money, but you can't make more time. So
yeah, from the moment we're born, we've got a fucking clock above our head. It's like once that clock is out, it's out. Like there's no taking yesterday back or the day before back. You just have to keep going and just, I don't know. I feel like this podcast is definitely a good, like it's almost like a time capsule for us. Like it's literally,
oh my god, pretty much, yeah.
it's like it's gonna be a documentation of where we started versus what we'll do later on, because like
It's almost like, it's funny because even like a month or two ago, whenever we filmed our last one, I know where you were at, I know where I was at. I was in a really comfortable point in my life where I was like, okay, I'm making money, I'm buying shit I want, but I'm not really living. I'm not really doing what I want to do. I'm just essentially doing what you're taught to do at a young age. But,
it's like, for me, I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of been a lazy fuck without, like, I've had things that I've wanted to do, I just never implemented them because I got too comfortable with what I was doing. And, like, I recently moved, and I actually just moved, what was it? Friday? No,
yeah, dude.
Last Saturday. And it's like I start my internship for school on Monday, tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's like this is finally my moment to start saving up money, get a car. I had one before, but just shit the bed, and I really want to start like doing something with my life. Like I came to the conclusion that I haven't really done anything worth doing. Like if I died tomorrow, I couldn't be like, oh man, I really experienced life.
Wouldn't be content. Yeah.
Like I don't fear much. I really don't. Like death doesn't really scare me because dying is the easy part. It's what comes in between that's like the hardest part to get through. And
I don't think even per se that death is scary. But for me personally, living an unfulfilled life before I die is what actually scares me more than anything, because
that's kind of where I was going with my point. It's like
I
don't fear dying. I just fear not living up to my potential.
Yeah, and like, dude, we all get 24 hours in a day. Obviously, everyone that's listening to this, everybody is at a different point in their life.
And everyone's got a unique...
Everyone's born in a different state, country, wherever. Everyone's life is on a different track in the smallest and the biggest ways, you know?
No two people have the same experiences in life. No two people have the same thought process to, like, the exact T. It's like with you and I, we share similar thoughts, but they're not totally aligned with one another to the point where, like, we can heavily say, like, oh, yeah, we're like one and the same. It's like we have similar ideas. It's like
yeah, but we'll never be the same person.
Yeah,
no one will ever be you. So
you want to do different things than I want to do, and I want to do different things than what you want to do. And it's like we share the same common goals whenever it comes to like the general. Ooh, I want to be stable. I want to be financially free. It's the journey to get there, and then the whole thought process of how you want to do that. That really is like what makes you unique as a person.
Oh yeah, dude.
It's like
100%.
I don't want to be known for screwing people over. It's like I want to be successful. I really do, and I'm never gonna step on anyone's feet because at the end of the day, like you have to live with yourself. You have to live with the fact that like whether your morals are corrupt or not. And I know I'm never gonna.
Every action has a consequence.
A lesser or equal reaction.
But I feel like, in a way, everyone corrupts himself in a way to a certainty. You know, something I was thinking about the other night was like how many times I've self-sabotaged myself.
Ooh.
Which, dude, I really thought about that. I was like, dude, man, you could be in such a different spot if you would have just done things slightly differently, you know, just ever so slightly, maintained certain things, maintained certain ideas, and that really fucks with me sometimes, but at the same time, I feel like everyone's break, well, I mean, as fucked it is, I don't think everyone gets a break in their life. I think you have to really work for it if you want it, but...
Especially, like, in our situation, like, we never came from money. We don't live in a town that really supports what we want to do.
Yeah, it's not like we're in, like, Los Angeles where we can go out and just fucking film whatever. We're literally in bumfuck.
Yeah.
We're literally in bumfuck.
It's like, we don't even have the ability to, like... We're not in, like, the country either. Like, we're in a shit city. It's like...
We're literally, like... I don't even know how you describe this place, dude. It's like a fucking... It's like... It's not a slum, but it is a slum.
It's
actually... kind of is a fucking slum.
It's kind of like New York City and LA's, like, long-lost, decrepit, unsuccessful cousin.
Yeah, that's like, a good way to put it.
This place could have the potential to be big, but it doesn't because of the people. And it's like, no one in this city will ever pretty much leave, or at least for the most part. 99% are literally just going to stay here because they're comfortable, they're content, or they
What's the thing? This place makes it just decent enough to where, like, if you really want to, you can go get a job for $17 to $20 an hour. If you really want to break your back, that's like what you're getting. No college experience or anything. You're getting anywhere from like probably like 15. Honestly, I'd say 80 to 90% of the jobs around here
are under $20.
Under 20, unless you're married and you have a second source of income.
Or unless like you're a doctor, lawyer, or self-practice.
You're just kind of saving up every year and just hoping that
you can take your kids on vacation.
Yeah, or your break's coming and like, which maybe it sounds, sorry if you guys heard that little pop-up popped up. I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but if you did, sorry about that. But yeah, it's kind of like, damn, I just look, you kind of threw my thought off. That's what I mean, man. ADHD it's really fucked up, but try and regain my thought here. Sorry, folks. Do.
I just feel like I'll fill this in until you can think of it. I just feel like with our position and the city that we're in, like, you really do have to take the risk and live uncomfortably for a little bit whenever you leave, because you're never gonna have enough to, like, comfortably get a nice place. Like, I know whenever you and I go to move, because we really want to get out of this place, like, we're gonna have to live kind of paycheck to paycheck for a little bit unless we like make something before we leave. It's like I feel like there really is no advancement in this town, which kind of sucks. Like you said, it's comfortable enough to stay, but not enough to where you can thrive or really make anything of your life.
Nope, definitely not, bro.
And that's kind of the part that sucks.
So, I regained my thought, and maybe it sounds, well, it was literally like how we were talking about hoping to save up every year and just, do at least one nice thing maybe a year or whatever. I know some people really only get to experience that a little bit in their life, and maybe it's ungrateful to be like, man, I want more than just like 1-2 vacations a year. But I feel like at the same time, man, is like when you don't got shit for so long, you know what I mean? When you really don't have much for such a fucking long time, dude, you just want something different. Like,
you just want to be able to do what you want when you
want to just be able to live freely, because, dude, it's like, it's such a vicious cycle sometimes, dude. Like, man, I really hope I can pay this month. I really hope I can do this. And some people definitely do have it fucking easier. Some people have it worse. Absolutely. People that don't even have a roof over their head.
I feel like our situations are kind of unique because, like, Isaac and I are cousins and everything. And our parents, I don't think like, before you guys were born, like, I don't think your parents went to college.
No.
I think only my mom went to college. I don't think her mom went. I could be wrong. But it's like, my sisters and I, we're the first generation in our family where all three of us kind of went. Now, my sister, she didn't end up staying just because she found a new interest and is doing good with it. But it's like, my one sister's fully graduated. I'm in college, which I never thought. If any of you actually know me in real life, you'll know that I was never meant for college. But it's like, I'm kind of changing my situation. But in a way, like, I'm in the same position Isaac is. It's like, I'm just not content, and there's not really much for me to do at this current point in time.
Man, I hope they don't think we're just like bitching over this podcast. But maybe I think some people are really gonna relate to this because,
well, some people will think that we're just bitching, but it's not, because like we know what we have to do and we're actively doing it.
Yeah, it's not like we're not saying we're going after it,
Like, we're not, okay, just flat out. We are not the types of people to just be like, man, we were just really screwed growing up. The world just wants to see us fail. We're explaining the facts about things.
It's more of just like situational.
Yeah, like, I'm in college, so I'm already changing my life. All I have to do is like save up for some things and then start leaving the town. And like for you gotta save up. We gotta just get out of town. It's like,
yeah, and
we're not bitching about everything. We're just explaining like the situation of like where we came from, just so we can kind of document that and like kind of relate with people.
Yeah, and the thing is too, like, we know what it feels like to like be interested in something and it be like so different in a way, but no one even wants to like listen to you or even, I guess, entertain the idea that you can accomplish something that just seems like so far-fetched for some people.
It's like cavemen discovering fire. Some were fucking scared of it, and the others like, oh, pretty.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say this podcast either is to like, it's not to rant nor
we don't want your sympathy.
Yeah, no one's asking for sympathy. It's more like we have this outlet now to where it's like, hey, maybe the people around us don't give a fuck, where we want to be, or they think our ideas are stupid, or certain goals we have are stupid, I tell people all the time, I want to just fucking travel, man. I want to travel the world, fucking shoot some crazy videos, and just be myself, and everyone's like, oh, maybe you should really look at that job, man. It's like, dude.
It's like, we pretty much just want to do this podcast to document where we currently are in life, just so, because like one day I do want to look back at these and be like, oh shit, so this is where I was at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's also to let people understand, like, you may be in a shit situation, which is like why we go into depth about like some of the stuff that we've been through. It's not to bitch, it's not to complain, it's to let people know that we're currently working on changing our situation. And
yeah,
if
and
we can change it,
you guys,
so can anyone else.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's like,
it's kind of like a football game. Like, we're doing a play-by-play.
Yeah, dude, definitely. And that is like another point of this podcast for sure, is to like reach out to, I guess, similar people. And there's a comment section for a reason. We want to hear your guys' story, what you're doing, how you plan on getting out of your situation, or if you have gotten out of your situation, what was that thing in your brain just fucking flipped, and or what was that opportunity? Oh, fuck, that was such a bad voice crack. But whatever. Fuck, man, I need like.
What was the event in your life that triggered the change?
Yeah, hopefully like 4 years from now I won't have any more voice cracks, but we're still developing over here. Fucking fetal babies. Probably shouldn't have said that. Sorry if anyone gets offended.
If you get offended, it's on you.
But yeah, we're just, dark humor, right?
We're just going through the motions.
Yeah, we really are. But
I mean, like, I did want to say, like, we do genuinely want to hear feedback from all these podcasts. Like, everyone's doing a podcast. Everyone's talking about things. Everyone's talking about the stories. And, I mean, ours isn't anything special. It's just the only thing special is, like, where we started and, like, our own unique personalities with our own unique situations. It's like,
definitely. Well, you know what? You say it's not special, but I feel like in a way it definitely is, because we're all unique, bro.
I was just talking in the sense of, like, the general overlap, because, like, everyone does a podcast.
No, I know you mean.
There's some people that just captivate an audience because they just keep it real, and that's what I hope to do with this. It's like, I want to hear the feedback, because it's like, I like seeing where other people come from, and if people are like-minded, it's like bouncing ideas off one another is a way to really, at least one, build connections and network, and then two, it's like getting ideas off of each other of what works, what didn't work, and just learning off of each other's experiences.
It's like a community. Big community for sure.
Hell yeah.
But, yeah, hopefully in the upcoming months, we can have... Well, I don't know. I know me and you both are probably a little down in the dumps, but at the same time, I definitely know there's going to be more optimistic podcasts coming, where it's like, hey, we did the breakthrough. We did this. We did that. Because we're going to keep working, folks.
I want to start documenting the success. It's like a month from now, I'll be a month into my internship. I'll have some money saved for a car. We'll probably be going on some adventures this month.
Oh, we're gonna be adventuring so much, dude, and you guys better be ready for the fun we're about to have. We're gonna be doing all types of stuff, which we don't want to get like super in depth with that either, because there's still things we're like planning on doing and stuff, but
we're workshopping a bunch of ideas. But I know one idea for sure that we were talking about. Now, just to preface this, we're not going to say anything concrete of what we're doing, but we had an idea to start flipping stuff again, because that's something I'd say we're pretty good at.
Yeah, which
Well, you go.
I was just going to say the whole point of this channel is like even if you look at the name, it's just like, we're not normal. Like, we know we're not normal. We're like fucking weird motherfuckers in our own way. It's not. There's never gonna be one set thing we're doing on this channel. It could be like, we could be riding fucking zebras in Africa, or we could be in the slums here where we're at flipping furniture,
or we could be in a nursing home learning how to crochet. We
could be whipping up some crazy bomb munch, or we could be fucking hitting sand dunes in the desert. It's gonna be a journey. But
I would just I'm just so curious to see, because like at this current point in time, like my mentality is kind of like weird, because I got a lot of stuff that's been going. Like June is like, well, at the end of May, early June, like this is the most uncomfortable kind of like timing, or I don't know timing, but like it's the most uncomfortable part of my life, because I had to move from a place that I lived for 4 years, and then I'm starting an internship, which I've got anxiety, so like I overthink. But I don't know. You know, I'd be very curious to see in a couple months where I'm at, and then a couple months after that where I'm at, and then once we inevitably move out of here, where we'd be at.
Well, I fucking feel you on the anxiety, bro. It's every day struggle for sure, but something I've learned in the past couple years is that it's in a way it's good to have anxiety, because I feel like if you do, I'm not saying all anxiety is good, but there's that good anxiety that's like you're doing something new, or you're gonna do something to catapult your life in a certain direction.
Normal anxiety is okay because it means that like you care about something enough to be nervous about failing.
Yeah, but then again too, man, ain't nothing wrong with failing either, but all you can do is just try and set yourself up as much as you can. Just do what you gotta do. I'd say another important thing in life, which, like, I'm not gonna tell you we have it all figured out yet, but definitely put your energy into, like, things you like doing, your hobbies, people you care about. Just manifest good energy. There's no reason to, like, hate on people for their successes or anything, because, you know, you can still be on your journey and congratulate someone on their success, because, you know, you might find yourself in their position, you know, in weeks, months, maybe a year or two, but you'll get there too. And just manifest good energy. Put good energy out there, and it'll come back in ways you may not think. Even though a lot of the times, I know, like in my case and in Nick's case, we really don't feel like a lot of the time that any of our good energy we put out is reciprocated, but I think it comes back when you least expect it or when you need it, you know?
Yeah,
So
I definitely feel that. And like something I did want to bring up, it's like whenever you start doing things that are out of the norm, you're going to be uncomfortable. If you start to fail, you're going to start being hard on yourself. And you just got to start saying, fuck it. It's like you're going to fail. You're not going to please everybody. Some people are going to just hate you for being you. Some people are going to make fun of you. They're going to think that you're weird. But at the end of the day, just fucking stay true to yourself. Because if you can do that, then you can literally do anything you want. Because you just lose all care in the world.
yeah, and the same people that, you know, manifest bad things on people are going to be the same people in a couple years that they're going to get put in that tough position, and the people that they were hating on are simply just going to be not giving a shit about what anyone thought about them. They're going to be in happy space, safe space in their mind. You can really accomplish a lot if you don't worry about what other people think, you know? Which I know, definitely a lot of things I want to accomplish in life, and something I'm starting to understand is you're never going to be able to please everybody, because everyone's different. Everyone has their own ideas or certain thoughts about said things.
Everyone uniquely has a thought of how the world should be and how it should work.
Yeah, and people don't always talk about it, but, you know, there's always those people that are like, deep down they're thinking something different. Hell, everyone in the room might be thinking something different, but you do what you feel is right, and it's gonna be a good night.
Oh, hell yeah. All you gotta do is treat yourself right.
Oh,
treat your body, treat your mind like a temple.
Yeah.
You can do it just fine.
Treat your mind like a temple.
Also, if you at all experience like certain anxieties about things, simple. Do some push-ups. Do some sit-ups. Like, exercise is one of the things that I've been using to really get my mind out of the slump. And it's one of those things where you can definitely start to express yourself more once you start feeling better about, like, your current position. Like, I know that was a weird thought.
Well, I mean, dude, hey, any good information, bro. Exercise is definitely really good, dude. Like,
I can tell from personal experience that whenever I lost a bunch of weight, I got more confident. not necessarily less anxious, but I started to feel a little better about my situation and everything around it.
Right? Be aight.
Oh yeah. So whenever we record these, the program that we use lets us do like 15 minutes at a time. So if conversations kind of like petter out at like, you'll see like maybe like 14 minutes and like 30 seconds. We're just like trying to fill time just so we don't get cut off.
Yeah, and trust us, like, we are really trying to make these as quality as possible for you guys, and we will figure out different ways here to where we can make them more like, what's the word? Kind of just like more.
We want to make everything more fluid where we can just do it all in one take and not have to worry about doing like.
Which it ain't a problem either though. It's not like we get like super sidetracked or anything.
No, I mean like that last little snippet from that last track to this one now, I just pretty much said, oh, I think the anxiety's starting to kick in more. It's like, it does. And like I know I talked like right before about this, like the weight loss, not the weight loss, exercising for like anxiety. That's something that I've done a lot to cope with the problems that I'm going through. And I know with like starting my internship tomorrow, I'm going to be nervous. Like I'm going to just be anxious, but there's like, I'll be taking the bus there. I'm not ashamed to say it. It's not that far away. It's just like the uncertainty of like trying to figure that out that's kind of making me nervous. It's not really the internship itself. It's more so how I get there.
Yeah.
And like once I figure that out, I'll be chilling. Because this internship really ties into what I really want to do, like help people. So it's going to be a good experience. I'm going to be nervous for the first day, but I feel like first day jitters is something that everybody goes through.
Yep, you'll be starting that, dude, and this is gonna be a weird week for me because I'm currently unemployed now. I gave her my fucking all at this place, guys. I really did. I gave her my all. I'm not a big dude, but my body's been getting fucking slashed these past couple months, and
when he says that, he's not exaggerating. Like, he really did stick it through the best he could. I know he's come back multiple times, and we'd get on Xbox, and he'd be like, man, I want to fucking quit, but he stuck it out. You were gonna put your 2 weeks in, like
I
a couple weeks back.
I could have did it I could have done it the first month I was there.
But you really did stick it out and showed a lot of maturity by staying.
Yeah, and sometimes, you kind of gotta do shit that you don't want to do in your life, which I don't want that to like contradict our point either of like, if there's something you want to try and attempt, you might as well just fucking go for it because you should. But just kind of make sure you have, like, a couple things figured out, like...
Make sure you at least can pay your bills for the next, like, couple months.
Yeah, just, even if you have, like, $1,000 or $2,000 or whatever, and you want to, you got your bills paid for the month, give a crack at her, but just, I wouldn't say always rely, because relying on plan A, dude... So, like, plan A, right? I feel like people get this fucked up. Plan A, dude, is go out, find somewhere, work, bills, eat, fucking piss, But plan B is actually, I feel like plan B for a lot of people actually is like what they actually want to do.
Dude, my plan A is...
Sometimes you gotta say fuck the plan A, dude. You really do, because where are you getting at if you stay at fucking plan A your whole life?
I mean, my plan A is that internship. Like, they are strict about, like, the times. So, like, if I do end up getting canned from there, thing is, yeah, it'll suck, because I won't have, like, that income for, like, the 3 days that I'd be... Because I'll be doing 3 days a week for 10 weeks. And I have the ability to stay there longer.
Which, you still have a lot of open time for that. You really do, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good...
Like, if I
should work out, man.
If I am late and I get canned, I'll figure something out. Like, I always end up figuring things out when I need to the most. It's like, no matter what, I have a set plan of what I want to do, and I'm gonna do it no matter what. Like, I don't give a fuck whatever happens. Like,
dude, that's the great thing about... Because, like, dude, if I'm being honest, bro, like, these past couple months has been the first time in my life where I've been stable. I've actually had good income coming in. And something that I've learned, because I've been broke so much in my life.
Oh, same.
Like, just because, you don't... you don't come from wealth or fucking super rich parents, dude, you're fucked. Like, I'm not saying you guys are fucked, but you have to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, you guys know what I mean.
You can't control the position you're born into, but you control what you do with it.
Something I do know is that when you really don't have shit is whenever... I know, like, even me, bro. Like, I have figured out the craziest shit to fucking get by and fulfill my needs, even when I'm, like, I'm in a fucking really bad pinch. That's when you get, like, the most motivation, I feel like, is when you're down bad the most.
Well, I know for you, like, you're better at this than I am, because I've never really been put in that position where it's like, I have to do this, or, like, I'm not going to get by. It's like, that's the one thing that I really admire about you, at least, because...
Oh, you flatter me, man.
You've always figured out, like, if you're like, man, I don't have the money right now, you figure out how to get the money, and you've never resorted to stealing shit, or, like, going into just being a fucking drug lord.
Yeah, I mean...
It's like, I remember you being like, oh, I don't have the money right now, and then, like, a couple days later, you're like, hey, Nikki, let's go get some Red Bulls. I got some money to my name. And I was like, you're the one person that I always know, like, if you need the money, oh, you'll find a way to do it without having to, like, break that line or cross over the gray line.
Thing is, though, by no means am I perfect, dude. You know, there's certain things... I mean, you know a lot about me, but there's also things you don't know about me.
Oh, vice versa.
You know, I'm not perfect. There's things that I've done in my life that I'm not, per se... proud of or wouldn't really want to speak on. You know what I mean?
I know a couple things. You did what you had to do to get by.
But, like I said, dude.
He became a prostitute.
Don't fucking air me out like that. But, no, I've definitely done some fucked up shit in my life, but we all do fucked up shit. And
it's through that fucked up shit that we learn what we're truly capable of.
You just gotta fucking bounce back sometimes, dude. When you really need to. But yeah. Fucking...
If it seems like we're kind of out of it today, it's like...
Oh, we're out of it.
Yeah, I'm not at, like, my full self just because of starting tomorrow. So, like, we're really just trying to, like, be fully authentic with this.
This is us trying to figure shit out, honestly. Like,
you listening to, like, this kind of clusterfuck of a podcast, like, you're literally seeing, like, what we were preaching earlier. It's like, we're not coming up with excuses. Like, we're literally struggling right now, but we're figuring it out as we go.
You're about to see if we fold. But we ain't gonna fold.
Christ.
We can't fold.
Yeah, if you see some solo podcasts, you'll know that one of us just finally had enough.
Oh, chill. Don't be saying that now. But,
I mean, dude, I've got a backup plan. It's like, all else fails, fuck it, I'll just sell all my possessions and just go into the military.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be my safety net. It's like, I'll hopefully have a degree here next year because I got one more year of college. But God, I really got to find something in between. Like, this summer's probably going to be the most stressful but the most impactful summer. Because it's like, yeah, I'll be working and everything.
Definitely.
I've still got school to... Because I'm doing, like, summer classes just to make up the credits.
I know that... Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're chilling. That was kind of the end of my point.
I was just going to say, I know that, like, last summer, dude, I didn't even have a summer because I was in such a horrible spot. Pretty much just, like, was in the house all summer, dude. And I'm naturally, like, I really like adventuring. I really like taking photos. But I didn't have the capability to do anything I wanted last summer. So I feel like I pretty much, like, last year pretty much was a wash for me. And even, like, the year before that, it felt like I just didn't really do anything. Because, like, I mean, like I was saying, self-sabotaging. I self-sabotaged myself last year pretty fucking bad. We'll get into that in a later podcast, but trying to make sure I don't self-sabotage myself again this summer. And we just stay on a good path here, to be honest.
Yeah, I've definitely done my own fair share of self-sabotaging. I messed up a bunch of opportunities in my life that I can't ever, get back, but...
Me and you both, brother.
I don't necessarily regret what I did because it made me who I am today. It's like, I've messed up a lot of things.
Failure's essential.
I've lost a lot of, like, I wouldn't really say friends. It's like, I've lost a lot of, like, acquaintances that kind of hindered me from being who I truly should be. And, like, that was me, because, like, back in high school, man, I was a pushover. I was a pussy back then. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I did things to please people, and I didn't really, like, think too much for myself, but nowadays, like, the only thing I regret is,
you
like...
got a good heart.
Yeah, and I kept getting used for that, and I really... Man, I felt like I was a prostitute back in the fucking day, just getting used and abused.
Getting thrown around.
But
no, I just think that's... It's just like a trait about you, bro. Just like trying to make other people happy. But when you're younger though, dude, it's kind of like, man, how can I won't even say it's like, how can I make people like me, but it's like, man,
how can I fit in?
Yeah, it is kind of...
Because I cared about that so much growing up. I was like, man, I don't really fit in anywhere. Like, I still don't fit in. Everyone that I talked to in high school, it's like, I talked to one person from, like, my entire time in school, from elementary to middle school to high school. I talked to one person, and it's one person that, it's like, I wasn't in the popular group at all. And, like, the one person that talks to me, he was one of the most popular kids in the school, and he actually reached out to me and just started talking to me again. He's a really good guy. It's like, I don't really talk to that many people, and I'm perfectly fine with that. It's like, the isolation has really taught me...
More people equals more problems.
Yeah.
I was just talking to someone about, like, how some motherfuckers will have, like, 30, 40 friends, but they really ain't your friends, because what happens whenever you're hanging out with 15 people, and then, let's say, 3 of those people are missing? You know damn well someone's talking shit on one of those people that ain't there. At some point, it's always going to be drama. You just gotta keep your real friends around.
Like,
help your real friends when you can. And
I've got, like, 2 separate groups. It's like, you and Josie. You two are, like, yeah, the 3 of us are family, but I see, like, you guys are, like, brothers in a way. And it's like, it's not really like, you guys aren't my friends, you're just like...
Oh, we're just brothers, bro.
Yeah, and like, I have got like another group. It's like, I'm really close with 3 people, and then there's 2 other people outside of that circle that I'm like, I would do anything for, and like, that's it, and I'm fine with that. Like, 3 out of the 5 are family, and like, the other 2, I grew up with the one kid, you know who I'm talking about, the Neander.
Yeah.
And then... the artist. Yeah. It's like, I've noticed, like, bigger groups, like you said, cause more problems. There's always going to be someone, like, talking shit. And don't think, like, us saying how close we are now is, like, how things always have been. Because Isaac and I went through maybe a year and a half of, like, not talking because...
just stubbornness, dude. Just fucking being Italian, bro, and stubborn, man.
That first fight, like, that first big blowout, was over the dumbest shit.
Oh, it definitely was, bro.
It's like, most of it was because of me, because I was a little tweak fuck back then. And, like, I feel like the second time was just because both of us we were still immature. We just started bickering about the dumbest shit, and it's like...
Look, you just gotta recognize what, like, is worth fighting about, which really nothing is worth fighting about. Unless it's, like, something so excessive, dude. But most shit can be solved within, like, 10 or 15 minutes of talking. So, like, if you're beefing with any of your boys right now, man, go give that motherfucker a hug or something, bro.
Yeah, especially if, like, you're a dude. Not a lot of dudes, like, really talk about their feelings. But, like, I know with Joseph and Isaac, after, like, the second time that Isaac and I had a blowout, it's like, I know that they'll keep me in check. Like, if I'm doing something that's, like... if I'm acting like a tweak fuck, I know they'll be like, hey, you really gotta either fucking rein it in or you'll call me on my bullshit.
Yeah,
if I'm doing
likewise,
something.
Bro.
It's like, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit of a degenerate. Caused a lot of problems because, you know, with certain mental health, you kind of protect yourself by, like, little white lies, and I feel like that's what caused that first argument and blowout because, I don't know, I was just being a tweaker with shit.
Shit, man. We're not all perfect, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? Everyone throws white lies out there on a daily basis.
Yeah, you can either grow from them or get stuck.
It's a pretty productive podcast. Just kind of wanted to fill you guys in on some stuff. Obviously, our last podcast was life with no direction. I think now we have a little bit more direction in life.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how that all ended up working out, because before it's like we didn't really know what was going on. We were just trying to think of like what we were going to do to get by. And now it's like we kind of got somewhat of a plan to, make our lives a little better.
Start executing on some stuff for sure. Gotta see how we can execute. But more than likely, the next thing you will see from us will probably be actual content, even though podcasts are content, but more like in-person stuff. Till we kind of hit another patch to where we want to make another podcast. So
yeah, I mean, I feel like if we do the podcast once a month, do it like on the 3rd, 4th week of the month, just to kind of fill like everybody in on what we're doing, what we got up to. I feel like that would be good, because too many podcasts can really ruin something. Because it's like if you do one once a week, you're just talking about like, I woke up, took a dump, took a shower, went to work, went to bed.
Yeah, which I think we kind of already went into that earlier about how, like, I don't know, podcasts are cool, no hate to the podcast channels, but, like, do it every day or every couple days, but
it's like, obviously, like, for the people who are older, doing one once a week, it's like, you've got years on us.
Yeah, it is true.
Us doing them once a week isn't really going to be, like, we'll have some stories, but not enough to continue on.
That's not either to say that, like, there's not, like, we haven't lived pretty fulfilled lives so far or anything. Like, we've definitely had experiences, but a lot of these, like, we're still young, so I feel like a lot of these stories and stuff that we actually want to tell probably going to have to come a little bit later, to where they're able to be presented to you guys.
I feel like there's a couple things that we can say later on that once the statute of limitations up, we can freely say.
Yeah, I'd say so. But yeah, it's been real, guys. We appreciate you tuning in.
Yeah, hopefully the next video you see will be implementing one of the ideas that we had and try to come up with some fun content to keep everyone engaged. Now we're gonna, like we said, we're gonna do a mesh of a good bit of things just to have everybody interested, keep their attention on the, like, not just the podcast aspect, but the in-person shit. We might do a couple gaming videos, like some in-person gaming shit. It'll all depend on the path and like timing.
There's gonna be a variety of shit. So if you kind of like a little bit of everything, you've come to the right channel, because it's kind of where we're at. We don't just do one thing. We like venturing out, trying new things. Experimenting with just things that give us life at the end of the day. So
yeah. Like, obviously, like, in a year, we'll have enough content to where we can put, like, playlists together. So we'll have, like, the podcast playlist. For example, we'll just say, like, gaming, in-person, baking, cooking, shit like that, just to, like, keep shit grouped. Yeah. Also, just wanted to say this now to the other Atypical podcast that we found. They call it the AtypicalCast?
The Atypical. It was funny, because we were looking on YouTube just to be like, we'll see if anyone for some reason has, which we did come up with this name like over a year ago.
Yeah.
No hate to them or anything.
No hate to them, but just know we've been around before you guys were around. That 8 months is pretty cute. We've had the name for over a year, but only like implemented it, almost a year ago?
Yeah, I'd say about a year, which, I mean, you're always going to run into people that have similar names, which at the end of the day, we do talk about how, like, everyone is so different in their mind, but, like, if you look at certain things, even, like, let's say when, like, music comes out, right, there's always going to be someone that's going to, like, name a song the same thing that someone fucking named it, like, 4 years ago.
Or take aspects of it. It's like, I get that, like, our name was pop, and I get that you see us as being successful and everything, but damn, you don't have to, come
Yeah,
after what we got.
Yeah, we're fucking real successful. We got fucking 6 subscribers, which, no, hey, it is a start. We're not even, like...
And I'm just playing just to say that. I'm not trying to beef right off the rip with anyone.
No, we're still... I'd say we're still pretty, like, new, at least with our channel, to the space, but, podcasts were never really, I think, something that was set in stone. It just kind of came about and we started, doing them.
Yeah, it gave us an outlet to just talk about things while also, like, having a creative outlet to just, say and do whatever. Now with the channel being kind of all gears in line and ready to go, I feel like everything's just going to start meshing together a little better than the previous.
Yep. You got that damn right, buddy.
But I think that was a good talk for today.
Yeah.
I think it was good topics, good podcasts, good conversations.
Yep.
So,
like you said, we'll see you in the next one, folks. Won't be a podcast for sure. It'll be content, which we hope you enjoy. And we're going to really give our all here. So, it's been real, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for chatting with us. Leave any...
questions, comments, concerns.
Yeah. Leave any feedback in the comments, what you liked, what you didn't like. What maybe you're hoping to see out of us, even though you really don't fucking know us. So we'll start to get to know you guys here over the course of the next couple months, and it's fucking Atypical out.
Bye!